Hello, everyone. I literally have no idea whether or not that intro video worked because I couldn't see it. So I'm hoping it did. I'm going to quickly check, whatever. I'm going to quickly check that we are streaming correctly to the tube of you and the book of face just to make sure everything is copacetic before I continue on to this show. But you know what? Um, I have this feeling that I'm not going to have a very long episode here. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do the mid-episode reading tonight. I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit weird in my body. It's not that I'm intuiting something bad that's going to happen. It's not that. It's just, I don't know. I feel like the weather is really playing me, playing up my back, and I don't know. I just feel very achy and very weird, and it's probably not a good idea for me to be live streaming for hours on end. So, if this episode is relatively short, and if the main fixtures of the episode are not going to happen tonight, please, have patience, bear with me. Not every day is going to be a banner day for me, and not every week is going to be a banner week for me to live stream. And rather than just canceling the episode altogether, I wanted to at least give you something, a little bit of something, rather than nothing. But before we go on any further, let's run the regular intro, shall we? And I will be back in about 20 seconds to introduce myself if this is the first time you're watching the live stream. All right, we are back. It looks like the starting soon intro worked. For some reason, it just wasn't displaying for me, though. So not quite sure why that was the case. But anyway, hello, welcome to another episode of the Tarot by Hilary live stream. I am your hostess with the mostest. Oh, man. If it's this rough now, I don't think I could even continue with tonight's episode. Anyway, hi, I'm Hilary. I'm a professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Just as I'm having an intuition that I'm not going to do a full episode tonight, you too have intuition about your own lives as well. And it can be strengthened just like any other muscle. I have a feeling I overdid things earlier today. We recorded a new episode of the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast. I recorded and edited and produced a new episode of the Tarot by Hilary podcast. This time, instead of Jamie on my podcast, I had Melissa on my podcast, and we're talking about, is tarot the answer to everything? Short answer is no. But that is episode 42 of my standalone tarot podcast. And then I think it was episode 86 of the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast that was released today about meanings. I think it was about, no. Was it about meanings or was it about, no, that was episode 85. I think episode 86 was about renaming cards and why different deck creators rename cards and what the purpose of it is, and do you agree with it or disagree with it? I believe that is this week's Card Slingers episode, because Card Slingers Coast to Coast new episodes are released every second and fourth Friday of the month. For my podcast, the Tarot by Hilary podcast, I try and release new episodes every Friday. I did take a little bit of a sabbatical, a little bit of a hiatus. for a couple of months, but I am back to releasing new episodes every Friday. And most of the time I am recording and producing those episodes on the Friday and releasing them, editing them, and publishing them same day. I will probably try and get into batching episodes again so that, if a week like this happens again, where I feel like I'm doing too much, or I don't feel like doing it, or I'm not feeling the vibes, at the very least, I can have an episode batched and pre-produced and ready to go for those weeks where I'm not feeling it. So anyway, at the very least, welcome to Friday, September 22nd. And let us get into some of the fixtures that I can give to you tonight, which I believe are going to be the astrology from Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady, and then also a weekend forecast. I think I can manage to pull an oracle card for you all before signing off. Mid-episode reading, probably not going to happen tonight, folks. I'm feeling a little bit out of it. I don't know. Sometimes being a professional reader, being a professional psychic is knowing where your limitations are, and also knowing when it is not the appropriate time to get a reading or even give a reading. So weekend forecast, 1 card I can do, 3-card reading for some stranger on the internet that I usually do every week. Not feeling it. Probably not going to do it tonight, folks. I'm very sorry if I'm disappointing anyone by that, but whatever. It is what it is, right? So let's start with the astrology from Teresa Reed's wonderful AstroBiz Digest. I'm going to go ahead and put that information up here and do the lower third. So let me give you those links as well. So Teresa Reed has a wonderful subscription service. Hold on a second here. There we go. Wonderful subscription service called the AstroBiz Digest, where you get astrology in layman's terms straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I found it to be very helpful in planning my own personal life as well. So let me display that. I can go ahead and take away that and that. There we go. So you can see it here displayed here. It is $99 for the year. And that link will pop up in just a second. And I'll go ahead and display it on screen for you as well. But it's just thetarotlady.com/AstroBiz Digest. And let me show that there. Okay. So let's get into the overall astrology of the week. If I can find it. There it is. Okay. So Libra season is starting on the 23rd, which is tomorrow. This means the focus is on relationships for the upcoming month. How can you connect with new people? In what ways are you strengthening current partnerships? And is your client care procedures airtight, or is it time for an upgrade in those? How is your team working out for you if you do have a team? Is everyone carrying their weight? Is it time for raises, new employees, or letting some people go? Sit down, ponder what's best for your business or for yourself, then make your decisions. During this period, it's also an excellent time for legal matters. If you need to file papers or sit down with your attorney, make that happen during Libra season. If you take care of those matters now, you'll be sitting pretty as the year begins to wind down. So that's the big transit that's happening this week, is that we are moving into Libra season starting tomorrow, September 23rd. All right. So Friday, this day is a mixed bag. So and I'm recording, right? Friday, September 23rd of 2023. This day is a mixed bag. Okay, well, maybe there's an astrological reason why I'm not feeling it tonight, okay? A Moon-Neptune square at 9:37 a.m. starts the day off on a cloudy, deceptive note. It's hard to see which way is up and who is real. I would not advise meeting with anyone this morning. You're more likely to fudge a deal or end with buyer's remorse. Another timeout aspect happens when the moon squares the sun and stations void at 3:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, avoid essential negotiations. It won't work out. But once the moon marches into Capricorn at 4:20 p.m., it's game on. You got a few excellent days for decision-making, strategy, meetings with bigwigs, and boss moves. The moon's Saturn sextile at 7:44 p.m., which isn't happening yet. It's probably going to happen while we're still live streaming or a little bit after, 7:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, delivers the right amount of discipline to seal every deal. Negotiations over dinner, everyone is a winner. So today, Friday, September 22nd of 2023 is a power day for Sagittarius and a weak day for Gemini, which could explain the reason why I'm feeling a little bit off because my moon is in Gemini. My natal moon is in Gemini, so that might explain something there. And Katie is here. Hello, Katie. Welcome. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. Okay, let's move on to Saturday and Sunday. So the sun spins into relationship-loving Libra at 2:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, like we were just discussing, Libra season starting on tomorrow, September 23rd, making the following month ideal for community building, networking, and joint ventures. So we already spoke a little bit about that. That's the big transit that's happening this week. Saturday also has Venus trine Chiron all day, beginning at 4:17 a.m., a blessed aspect for client care. Use this day to connect, heal, and come together. The moon trines Mercury at 2:24 p.m., a lovely time for meetings and rubbing elbows. This is followed by a moon-Jupiter trine at 6:12 p.m., good for business travel, live events, and hobnobbing. But watch out for the Moon-Mars square at 11:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tempers flare too quickly, derailing any progress you've made. Instead, bow out and head for bed. Sunday begins on a friendly note. The Moon-Uranus trine at 7:27 a.m. is ideal for hosting breakfast roundtables or meeting with your team over bagels and coffee. Extend those meetings or join a gathering of like-minded folks when the moon sextets Neptune, sextets, or I don't know if that's sextets or sextiles, Neptune at 1:03 p.m. The energy is creative and friendly then, which keeps the mood happily productive. Slow your roll at 4:05 p.m. when the moon conjoins with Pluto and stations void, followed by a Mars-Chiron opposition at 4:06 p.m. Wow, that's a really quick transit there. 4:05 p.m. moon conjoins Pluto, followed by Mars-Chiron opposition a minute later at 4:06 p.m. The vibe is aggression, power struggles, and general nastiness. While there is an improvement when the moon enters Aquarius at 7:29 p.m., the overall tone of the evening is unpleasant. Best to put business on hold while you rest up for next week. If you insist on working, the Aquarian moon is well suited for technology upgrades, meeting with your team, and group activities. Frankly, I wouldn't bother. That Mars-Chiron aspect is too volatile. If you need excitement, get your popcorn and watch an action flick instead. Both days are power days for Capricorn and weak days for Cancer. So that is the astrology or the astro-weather for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If there's any questions about, oh, well, my Monday was a little bit, or my Thursday was, is there an astrological reason why? I would be happy to take a quick look for you before we move on to basically the weekend forecast. I got nothing. I got nothing in my tanks, folks. I feel like I just two podcast episodes in a row. Yeah, I think it just took the wind right out of my sails, and I've been like recovering all afternoon, basically playing Dreamlight Valley, honestly. So Katie says, this weekend sounds good for doing backups of my PC and laptop. LOL. Yeah, I think so. I think so. At least that's what Teresa is suggesting, especially on Sunday, because Aquarius, what is it? I feel like Aquarius energy is almost like heightened Neptune energy or Neptunic energy. It's very much about like technology. So it's very good for technology and upgrading technology. So might as well make those backups, especially now that I think we're clear of the shadow period of Mercury retrograde too, I think. So there's no mention of the Mercury retrograde shadow period or the Mercury direct shadow period that happens before Mercury retrograde or before retrograde in general and after retrograde. So by all means, go for it. All right. I am going to take a look at, what was it? Was Tuesday really weird for me? Yes. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Tuesday morning, a jumble of hot mess aspects. Lay low, tidy up loose ends, rest as much as possible. Okay. Moon, Jupiter opposition at 6:16 a.m. Sun opposes Neptune at 7:17 a.m. Moon squares Venus at 8:29 a.m. Demanding, deception, extravagant spending, travel woes. The afternoon is relatively calm, but once Moon opposes Uranus at 8:46 p.m., it all turns stupid again. Okay, that makes sense. My Tuesday kind of sucked, and now I have the astrological reason why for it. So thank you, Teresa. By the way, if you are looking for a full episode of this live stream, may I suggest or recommend going to the archives or the replays of these episodes. We've been broadcasting this live stream for the last 4 years now, so there's plenty of stuff to watch, even when I'm feeling off, when I'm not feeling my best. There's stuff to peruse, and you can also search the archives for the topic that you're looking for. But might I recommend checking out the autumn equinox episode from this live stream from the Sabbath series of playlist. You can also find that playlist on my Tube of You channel, because it is tonight and tomorrow. It's the autumn equinox, and if you want to know how to celebrate it both religiously as a witch or secularly as well, we have tons of tips for you. Both I have tips for you, and also my viewing audience has tips for you as well. That's very much the Sabbath series of episodes is very much a collective series of episodes where a lot of people submitted how they celebrate the equinoxes or the Sabbaths or the high holidays and the wheel of the year. So I really recommend checking out not only that playlist, but also specifically the autumn equinox episode. And then for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, I do say in the autumn equinox episode what the cross quarter is for you Southern Hemisphere witches. So, oh, good, great. I'm not the only, like, sorry, Katie, but like in the general vibe of misery loving company, yeah, Tuesday was a bad day / night, ETD too. Yeah. And now we know the reason why, right? All right. Does anyone have any questions for me before we move on to the weekend forecast? I know it's like one of the shortest episodes of this live stream known to man, but I am just really not feeling it tonight. And I'm also kind of tired of myself by saying that I'm not feeling it. So I might as well just stop saying it and go ahead and do my oracle card, my weekend forecast, and just call it a night. Lay back down on the couch and watch my husband play Dreamlight Valley, or play Dreamlight Valley myself, or curl up with the book that I've been reading that I stayed up until like 2 a.m. last night to read. And I'm almost like, I don't know, 38% of the way through. It's called A Secret History of Witches. I cannot remember the author's name, but it's really, really good. And I'm on like maybe page 180, something like that. So it's actually been bringing me a lot of joy to do some of the things that used to bring me joy that I was just like, I don't know. I feel like I've been kind of in a rut lately, and the things that used to bring me joy, like, didn't bring me joy, and now I'm getting back to it, and they are bringing me joy again, which is really nice. Like reading, like reading a book for pleasure, has been wonderful. And when I was younger, when I was a kid, that's all I would do. Like I would bring a book, and I would just put myself into the corner of whatever room I was in, and I would read. My nose would be in a book. And actually my father would be really pissed off about it. Like he'd be like, "Oh, that's just that's rude, that's rude, that's rude." And I think my mom was just like, "Listen, there's so many things that she could be doing. Like she could be running all over the place. She could be getting into trouble. She could be drawing on the walls," which totally did happen at some point. I have stories of when I was a bad little kid. But most of the time when I was reading, I was keeping out of trouble. So, and reading brought me joy. So like, what was it? On Wednesday, I drew myself a bath because I have a bathtub again in our new place. So that's really nice. So I drew myself a bath, and I popped in a bath bomb that turned the water like a bright green with glitter in it. And sure enough, as soon as I like got into the tub and got comfortable, that's when Mr. Tarot by Hilary came home. And I'm just like, "I'll clean it up, I promise." But he was just like, "Why do you assume I'm going to be mad? I'm not mad." He was just laughing at me. He was like, "Wow, that water is really green." And I was laying back, soaking in the tub and reading a book. And it was like, and I lit a candle, and it was everything I wanted and more. And so I've been devouring this book, and, realizing that the things that didn't bring me joy anymore, I was getting joy out of again. And I'm so happy. I am so happy that that portion of my life is not lost to me, that you can get it back. And I guess that would be my advice to you. Like, revisit the things that used to bring you joy and see if they bring you joy again. So, and Sophie is here. So Katie says, yeah, go for the weekend forecast, start your weekend and read. Yes. And Sophia is here popping in for a bit. Trooper that you are. I know the time difference. Yes, I'm only popping in too. Exactly. So am I sensing this is like a collective exhaustion? Okay. It's been a week. Okay. Do we want to do a little bit of tapping? Let's do a little bit of tapping. Let's do a little bit of tapping before we move into the weekend forecast. Oh God, wow, that was quick. Absolutely. Hell yeah. Collective exhaustion. I could use a boost. Well, I mean, okay. All right. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a tapping for giving us a boost. I think it's going to be more a tapping to acknowledge taking care of ourselves, giving ourselves that self-care, that sounds that we really need right now. So let's do sleight of the hand first. Tapping on the points that I do, and go ahead and repeat after me. Oh, this week has been absolutely exhausting. And I have no idea why. Or I may have some ideas why, but it doesn't even matter. I am just ready to curl into a ball and read my book, or take a nap, or go to bed early, or just stare at the wall and not think. All of those things sound really, really lovely right now. Because I have realized that I am not a machine. And that even machines can crap out and get tired. So if machines can do that with sophisticated technology and machinery, that can happen to me too. So maybe I just need to rest and not push it and not force it. I have been conditioned to go, go, go. To be productive 24/7. But that leaves no time for rest. It leaves no time for creativity or wonder. It leaves no time for joy. And I want to be a joyful motherfucker. So even though I have been beating myself up for feeling so tired and exhausted this week, I love and I accept and I forgive myself. I forgive that part of myself that thinks that I need to be productive to be worthy. My existence, that's worthy enough. I exist, therefore I am. Therefore I'm worthy. I'm going to cut myself some slack, let myself off of the hook, and just chill the fuck out. Just chill the fuck out. I'm going to stop right there. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Oh my goodness. That yawn at the end, I could like unhinge my jaw. Ooh. By the way, go ahead and gently massage wherever you're holding your tension. I happen to hold tension in my jaw. This feels good to me right now. Ooh. Your tension place may vary. Could be, in the space between your shoulders. So if that's the case, go ahead and roll your shoulders back a little bit and then roll them forward. As my bestie, who is a massage therapist, says, she calls that the New York Triangle back there because that's where a lot of New Yorkers hold their tension. Oh, goodness. Oh, Katie says, I've yawned till my eyes are now watering. Okay, so there's clearly something there. All right. If you happen to have water, go ahead and grab some water. I would not recommend doing what I'm doing, but I actually made myself a rum and Coke. So I'm going to go ahead and sip that. To each their own. And it might also be the reason why I'm yawning and feeling tired too. All right. Starting on the top of the head. Yes. Very happy about it. Maybe that's your task for tomorrow or this weekend, Sophia, setting up your bar. All right, top of the head. I'm going to give my body what it's craving right now. And that might look different. Each and every one of us that is tapping on our faces right now has a different definition of what self-care is for them. Ooh, for me, it's curling up with a good book and a nice glass of alcohol. Or drinking a big glass of water and getting a good night's sleep. Or taking a hot bath. Or doing some stretches. Or taking a walk. But whatever version or definition it is, it's all rooted in the same thing, which is unplugging from the productivity machine and just existing. I am allowed to exist without any expectations, without any demands on my time, without the go, go, go. I am not a cog in a machine. I am a whirligig. I am a pinwheel. I am a feather. And you cannot tell a feather what to do. It's enough for me to just exist right now. And give my body what it's asking for. It's enough to just breathe and tap on my face. It's enough to just read a chapter of a book and stretch my legs. And not only is that enough, but I am enough. I am completely worthy, whether I am doing a grueling 16-hour day or eating bonbons on the couch. My worthiness level does not change. And I have to remind myself of that on occasion. The harder I work, the more worthy I do not become. My worthiness has nothing to do with my productivity. I am rejecting that notion because my productivity does not define me. Only I get to define me. And this tapping on my face is my way of patting myself on the back. You're doing a great job, me. You are being the best me that you could ever be. I give myself a blue ribbon because there is literally no one else that deserves a blue ribbon for being me. Literally, I am in a category all by myself. And I am the only person that gets to define myself. And I am enough. I am more than enough. And those people that say that I am too much, they can go straight to hell. Because I literally am the only person that can define myself. And their opinions about me are none of my business. I am the only expert on me. And my worthiness is not tied to any one thing except I exist. And because I exist, I deserve to rest. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and let it all go on this breath. All of it. All the expectations, all of the shit that you've been carrying. Let it all go. All right. How is everybody feeling? I feel a lot calmer and I feel weirdly energized. But like a very calm kind of energized. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, lighter. Good. Yes. I love that, Sophia. It's like I gave my body permission to relax. I definitely needed that. So did I. Oh my goodness. I'm going to revisit that one. Okay, Katie. I yawned every time you said worthy. You may want to continue tapping around the concepts of worthiness. Definitely tap on that. It was really interesting because this episode that I did of the Tarot by Hilary podcast with Melissa, we were talking about can tarot, is tarot the answer to everything? And it's just like the quick answer, the short answer is no. Tarot's not the answer to everything because nothing is the answer to everything. This is, by the way, is the name of the latest episode, episode 42, The Answer to Everything. The answer is no. Tarot is just a tool like any other and cannot be the end all be all. But we were talking a little bit about the intersection between tarot and what can come up in a tarot reading, and then also involving tapping in that too. And I said that. I was just like, she mentions in the episode, so really quick. I mean, you should just check out the episode 42, The Answer to Everything, Tarot by Hilary podcast, wherever you get your podcast episodes. You can check that out. It was released today. She talked a little bit about the reading that she did for someone where basically it was just like, you do X, Y, and Z. Like it was about finances and the person was in like dire financial straits and debt, etc. And the reading basically indicated, okay, you do this, this, and this, and you'll be in a much better place financially, but you have to keep doing that, you know? And so apparently the person contacted her later and was like, I'm doing so much better. I'm out of debt. I'm this, I'm that. And then a couple months go by and then the person was mad at her because they were back in the exact same position. And she asked, well, did you continue to do the things that got you out of that? And they said, no, you know, so they were like holding her responsible for basically them not doing the work, or maintaining that work. And I was just like, this is the reason why I became a tapping practitioner, to offer that somatic experience, to, you know, basically that subconscious programming that we're running under, you know, that's going to affect everything until you make yourself aware of that. And then also you tap that new programming, you short circuit the old programming, and then you subvert it with the new programming, basically. And I asked Melissa during the podcast episode, I was just like, I bet you she was in the same amount of debt, because that was her old programming, where it's just like she didn't feel comfortable with the new level of worthiness or havingness or that new financial story. So she went back to the exact debt amount that made her feel comfortable. True or false? And she was just like, yep, it was the exact number. And I'm like, that's like a testament to not only tarot and the fact that tarot works, but also that tapping works, or that it can work, because we can never go beyond the experience of worthiness if we don't think that we're worthy. Basically, it's just like we cannot go beyond the having this level if we don't think that we are worthy of more. We will always default back to the comfort level of our subconscious programming. So I'm going to tap again on that. Definitely. I didn't know I needed to until we just tapped on it. Isn't that always the way too? And I love that too. I love that when you do a tapping, you're just like, I don't know if I necessarily need this tapping. Or if you're in a group tapping scenario, and you're just like, this topic doesn't really resonate for me or whatever. Like, oh, I don't need to work on that. And then all of a sudden, like the very first tapping point and a phrase gets you and you're suddenly sobbing out of nowhere or yawning your face off. And you're just like, oh, okay. All right. I guess I did. I guess there's some part of me that still needs to work on it. And that's like the beauty of tapping. And that's the beauty of tarot. It's just like we're never going to be done working on our issues. We're always going to have something to work on. So yeah, didn't know it was as bad as it was. Yep. And there's, I think I have a whole bunch of worthiness tappings, not necessarily done by me, but done by other people that I specifically curated on the EFT tapping playlist on my Tube of You channel. So you may want to check that out. And also you can always search Tube of You for worthiness tapping videos, or deservedness tapping videos, or increasing your havingness levels. I would say would be a good topic. And if that's interesting to you, I can always make one too, increasing your havingness levels. But you can always use this tapping and be specific to the words that are coming up for you and modify accordingly. I mean, that's really the beauty of tapping. Like once you know it, once you know the points, you can really just start tapping and start speaking aloud. That was one of the reasons why I did do the tapping certification through the Gala Darling method. Was my fear was like, I don't know what to say. And now I do know what to say in spades, because there is really an intuitive component to tapping and facilitating a tapping session. Is sometimes those words will come to you through the investigation if you're doing a tapping one-on-one with someone, or they can come to you as you're going through the tapping and facilitating the tapping for someone else. And that's part of the reason why sometimes I will close my eyes, so that I can better hear the words that are trying to come through. So there is an intuitive element to it. All right. Well, I see we're at minute 44. And I did say it was going to be a shorter episode. We are not doing the mid-episode reading. I didn't expect to do a tapping, but I think since it was helpful and since y'all wanted it, I was happy to do it. It was helpful for me too. So thank you. Let's go ahead and pull from the Starseed Oracle for the weekend forecast and wrap it up so that we can go give our bodies what it needs. So by the way, after the tapping session, I want to encourage you to drink a lot of water. You moved a lot of stuff, especially if you were yawning, burping, feeling really emotional, crying, eyes watering. Those are all releases that indicate the tapping was working for you or was resonant for you. And you can always revisit that tapping at any time and do it again. And it might hit in different places each time too. Like you might get really emotional on another phrase or another point the next time you do it. So that's all for the good. And then I would also encourage you to give your body what it's asking you for right now. So if you feel all of a sudden really, really tired, you may want to head to bed early, depending on what time zone it is. Or you may want to take a nap. Or you may want to, shut your eyes for 15 minutes. Not necessarily take a nap, but just like put a cloth over your eyes and just be. You know, whatever your body is asking you to do, or take a shower or take a bath, whatever your body's asking you for, go ahead and follow your body's clues because it's what it needs. And, you know, that's what happens with a somatic practice like tapping. Okay. Like for me, I'm still yawning, which is all for the good. So I don't know if I'll necessarily make myself another rum and Coke. I might, but I also will probably have some water in between that too. All right. Let us pull up. Okay. Oh, excuse me while I just continue to yawn my face off as I'm shuffling. All right. So I'm again using the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel. And today, for this weekend, we are getting the Called card. Hold on, let me disable that. Okay. So, Called. Soul gifts. It's a little bit hard to see. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. So it's almost like this portal that this figure is walking towards. Okay, so from the guidebook. Well, let me make sure I plug in my computer first. Don't want this to cut out in the middle. Oh, okay. Called. You came to Earth with a double mission, to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what it is that your soul is calling you toward, for it's encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some you may already be aware of, others you're just beginning to uncover. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and share your soul's gifts. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way and that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? Worthiness. This card is guiding you to step up and leap. And consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes. And this is an activation card in this particular Oracle deck. So I'm going to read the activation card, and you can feel free to do the same or repeat after. I call forth the soul's gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step up into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. And I mean, considering the fact that we just did the tapping, we might as well just tap it in. So, top of head. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now, without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I am ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. Oh, goodness. All right, well, that works. Using a combination of Oracle cards and activations and tapping. Whoo, okay. Whoo. All right. So that's your weekend forecast and your weekend tapping, I guess. All right. That's it for tonight. Thank you all so much for being understanding. I'm glad I was able to come on here, still do the live stream in an abbreviated form because I do enjoy doing this. It's just sometimes I just don't have a lot to give. And sometimes we do have to remind ourselves that we can't do it all the time. You know, give our bodies what they need, right? So Katie says, thank you for this short yet perfect episode. Have a healing weekend, everyone. To you as well, Katie. Thank you so much for watching and being a regular here on the Tarot by Hilary live stream. I really appreciate it. And I will remind people we do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. or 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, you know, I'm really thankful for this community. It's so nice to be able to bring people together and talk about weird shit like tapping, like tarot, like somatic practices, like talking about worthiness and deservedness, all of that kind of good stuff. And just a reminder that I do have sessions available for one-on-one work, such as readings. That's not what I meant to show there. Such as reading options. So, you know, $130 is for an hour-long session, whether it's phone, Skype, Zoom. You can also schedule a reading for 30 minutes as well with me through my scheduling. And those links should be dropping into the chat right now. So those are options. And then, of course, I also have tapping sessions available as well, which are about 45 minutes to an hour. So all of my different options are available on my website, tarotbyhilary.com, if you would like to work with me one-on-one. If you would like to appreciate, show your appreciation monetarily for this live stream that I do every week, you can do so at PayPal, paypal.me/Tarot by Hilary NY. You can do it that way, or you can also share some of your favorite episodes with your friends. You know, spread the good word about this live stream, and then, as always, click the bell, subscribe. You know, do all the things. It would be much, much appreciated. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Also, keep in mind, it is September. I know that Halloween is a busy season for psychics and tarot readers, myself included. But if you don't have a tarot reader for your Halloween party yet, please reach out to your local psychic or tarot reader right away, because we usually book up to 1 to 2 months in advance, if not 3 months in advance, especially during spooky season. So it's a very busy time for us. And I wouldn't want you to be disappointed if you would like to hire someone to do readings at your event, and they tell you no because they're already booked. Like, that would really suck. And I'm telling you right now, like, I'm hearing that happening for people. There's also, you know, there is not necessarily an ignorance about it, but there's just people that don't understand that this is a job. And that we have lives and we have schedules. Like, I'm already booked for the 28th of October, and it's actually a person that put a down payment, and I have to go and tell the person that I usually do Halloween readings for, like, hey, it can't be this weekend because somebody's already booked that spot. So please be nice to your local psychic or tarot reader, especially during this time of year, because we are busy and we don't want to disappoint people, but sometimes we do have to say, nope, I'm sorry, I'm already booked. Because we probably are. Like, I've been getting bookings for October starting August 1st. So it's a thing. It's a real thing. And it's not that we want to say no. It's just, you know, that's just a situation. So keep that in mind. And also, I have some resources on my website, tarotbyhilary.com. There is one particular article that I wrote about, like, basically doing your own, like, be your own psychic party. So that is an option if you can't hire someone to do readings. Is here are some fun party games that also activate your intuition that you may want to try in case you're not able to book a reader like me in time for your event. So that's an option, tarotbyhilary.com. All right. Have a great night. Have a great weekend, everybody. And hopefully I will see you all again next week, Friday, 6:30 or 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.